Krishna, Anasuya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, illustrious Prabhupada. Mataji, if you are playing the kirtan, we are not able to hear anything.
Yeah. I'm trying to do the live stream, and then I will.
How will they understand the mellows of devotional service? Oh Lord, I am simply praying for your mercy so that I will be able to convince them about your message. Entities have come under the control of the illusory energy by your will, and therefore, if you like, by your will, they can also be released from the clutches of illusion. That you may deliver them. Therefore, if you so desire their deliverance, then only will they be able to understand your message. Of Srimad Bhagavatam are your incarnation, and if a sober person repeatedly receives it with submissive oral reception, then he will be able to understand your message. will become liberated from the influence of the modes of ignorance and passion, and thus all inauspicious things accumulated within the core of the heart will disappear. Understand this message of Krishna consciousness. I am very unfortunate, unqualified, and the most fallen. Therefore, I am seeking your benediction so that I can convince them, for I am powerless to do so on my own. Somehow or other, O Lord, you have brought me here to speak about you. Now, my Lord, it is up to you to make me a success or failure as you like. Spiritual master of all the worlds, I can simply repeat your message. So if you like, you can make my power of speaking suitable for their understanding. Akila Jagat Guru Bachana Se Amar. Only by your causeless mercy will my words become pure. I am sure that when this transcendental message penetrates their hearts, they will certainly feel engladdened and thus become liberated from all unhappy conditions of life.
Dunya Sabah Shoka Dukha Jeguchine.
Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome devotees to today's Bhagavatam class. Today we will be discussing from Chaitanya Charitam. Sorry, I always do Chaitanya Charitamrita. We'll be discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 9, verse 33. The chapter is entitled The Answers by Citing the Lord's Version. And we are in the section where Brahma is asking questions and the Lord is answering Brahma. And we're just beginning this verse. It's a very long verse. We're going to break it up. And we're very happy to have His Holiness Candramauli Swami with us. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you and Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, my obeisances to all the devotees present.
And it's all yours, Maharaj.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Aham eva sameva gre ranyayat sarasatpuram pasya aham yet etatscha yo vishisyetas yomi aham. Brahma. And so the Lord is speaking now. He's answering the questions that Brahma gave. And in the previous verses ago, there was 4 questions, and now the 4 questions will be answered in the next 4 verses. And these verses are considered to be Chatur Sloki verses. They are the essence of the Bhagavatam. Translation: Brahma, it is I, personality of Godhead, who was existing before creation, when there was nothing but myself, nor there was the material energy, the cause of creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead, and after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of God. Very philosophical how Krishna is explaining that the essence of everything is Him. Purport: we should note very carefully that the personality of Godhead is addressing Lord Brahma and specifying with great emphasis Himself, pointing out that as He, the personality of Godhead, who existed before creation, it is only He who maintains the creation, and is He only who remains after the annihilation of the creation. Brahma is also a creation of the Supreme Lord. The impersonalists put forth the theory of oneness in the sense that Brahma, also being the same principle of I, because he is an emanation from the I, the absolute truth, is identical with the Lord, the principle I, and that there is nothing more than the principle I, as explained in this verse. Accepting the argument of the impersonalist is to be admitted that the Lord is the creator and I, and that Brahma is the created I. Therefore, there is a difference between the two I's, the predominator and the predominated. Therefore, there are still two I's, even accepting the argument of the impersonalist. But we must note carefully that these two I's are accepted in the Vedic literature, in the Katha Upanishads, in the same sense of quality. The Katha Upanishad says, Nityam Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam Ekal Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kamam. The creator I and the created I are both accepted in the Vedas as qualitatively one, because both of them are Nityas and Chaitanas. So Nityas means eternal, and Chaitanas means that which is conscious. And so here it is explained that although Brahma is an expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in other words, Teni Brahma Idayari Kabiye. Brahma got his knowledge directly from the Lord within the heart. He is an emanation from the body of the Lord, as it's explained. When the Lord began the manifestation after the previous creation, he created a lotus flower coming from his navel in the gigantic form of the Supreme Person known Godhead known as Mahavishnu. And from that lotus, Brahma was born. So Brahma is called Ajja, or self-born. He's not born without a mother. As it's explained, the Lord didn't take help from Lakshmi to bring Lord Brahma into being. The Lord can do that. He takes help from Lakshmi just to give her some service to do, because that's what she wants. She wants some seva. And so the Lord is self-sufficient. He can do whatever he wants within himself. He needs no one else. But for the sake of expansion and the sake of variety, he accepts what we say. He performs the activities with the help of his energies. So both of these, excuse me, both of these eyes are eternal, but one is the source and the other one is the emanation from the source. These verses here, you'll see Prabhupada will emphasize a lot of the difference between the personality of Godhead and the philosophy of those who want to present the impersonal aspect of God as the supreme aspect of God. The impersonal aspect, it automatically exists with the personal aspect. Where there is personality, there is energy, and energy is the impersonal aspect of the source or the creator. So both are there, but the class of people known as the impersonalists say that personality is limited, but impersonal or all-pervading quality of the Supreme is the actual essence of the Supreme, because it is not limited. But they don't understand that even within the personality, there is no limitation. And the Lord showed that in one incarnation where was Narayan Rish, where Narayan Rish was being apparently tempted by, what was it, Lord Shiva? Or huh? Huh? Hmm? It might have been Indradev, yeah, who manifested these beautiful ladies because the Lord appeared as a brahmachari. But the Lord showed that within his own body, he created so many of these same ladies who manifested themselves external, just to show those same things that you're trying to attract me is also part of my existence. So yeah, so everything is there within the body of the Lord, but the impersonalists see personality as limited and impersonal as unlimited, because they don't know the nature of the absolute truth. They speculate based on using material definitions to describe spiritual principles, which does not apply, because spirit may have some of the characteristics of, but actually it's the opposite. Material have some of the characteristics of spiritual, but spiritual is the source of material, and therefore what is in the what's in the emanation is just a small part is what's in the source of emanation. There's much more. So spirit is supreme, and you might see some of the same characteristics, but the impersonalists, basically impersonalists, are envious of the Lord, because if they weren't envious, they would take up the service of the Lord. But rather than taking up the service of the Lord, they want to use the philosophy to say that every living entity in the material world is the Lord. And therefore, when we become what we say fully adept in performing the activities as described in the impersonal feature of sadhana, they have their own sadhana, then you become God. Or you don't become God, you actually come back to your realization that you're God. But this has no substance in any kind of logic, because if God is all powerful, how can God uh, become covered by his own energy? It says, Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sachiracharam. The energies of the Lord are working under the control of the Lord. Therefore, the energies cannot control the Lord. He is the source of the energy and also the controllers of the energy. And if he wants, he can also destroy the energy. But they say that the energy somehow or other becomes supreme, and therefore it covers the source of the energy, and therefore the living entity in the material world is simply God that's covered. But then you ask him, well, how is that possible using logic and reasoning? They say, well, it's actually Leela. This is their excuse. They say it's Leela, that God decides to become a conditioned soul and become covered by the material energy. And there's so many gods because everything is all pervading. Therefore, all spirit is God. All spirit is godly, but no spirit is God. As this verse here says, Nityo Nityanam, Chaitanas Chaitananam. There is one, Nityo means one, and Nityanam means many. So Nityo means that source of the Nityanams is one, and that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Chaitanya is Chaitananam. And then the last part, this is a very important part statement, Eko Bahunam Yodavidadati Kaman, that he is one without a second. No one is equal to, and no one is greater than the Supreme Lord. So, I mean, the Katha Upanishads are clear, and the Upanishads are the Vedas, they're the Shrutis. So the source of all knowledge comes from Shruti. Smriti is a commentary on the Shrutis to explain the Shrutis in a more easier, understandable way according to time, place, and circumstance. But the essence is right here. So, but they say, well, it's his Leela. But then they say he even becomes Daridra. Daridra means poor. God becomes a poor man, and because he's poor, therefore you have to serve everybody, because every person is God. Even the poor man is God, not just the rich man. So where they get their philosophy from is they twist certain statements in the Vedas to suit their own. But what does it come down to? It comes down to not wanting to serve the Supreme Lord and wanting to be the Supreme Lord himself. So Lord Shiva said that when he manifested this particular philosophy as a preaching tool, he said it's similar to Buddhism. He called it covered atheism. So that's what it is. The impersonalists are actually atheists, but they cover and they make it seem like they're theists. And they may also use what we say images and mantras that are similar to what the Vaishnavas use to do their worship. But they say all of this is simply a means to the end and not the end in itself. When Prabhupada was asked, what do you get from chanting Hare Krishna? He says, you get chanting Hare Krishna. In other words, the more you chant, the more you desire to chant more. But they say you chant so you can go beyond the names into the unmanifested, impersonal aspect of the Supreme and become one with that. So the essence is that they don't want to serve the Supreme Lord. They want to be the Supreme Lord, so they create this philosophy. We don't call it philosophy. We use a very stronger word saying It's philosophy. Only a fool will believe such things. But it's all in Kali Yuga. Impersonalism is quite rampant because it's cheap and it's easy, and you don't have to surrender. Prabhupada said, our movement, people, we say, Krishna says surrender. And so it requires some giving up of what you want in life or what you want to do in life, and accepting the direction and guidance of Krishna's representative who's speaking on behalf of Krishna. That's all. Okay, so we can read on here. The creator I and the created I are both accepted in the Vedas as qualitatively one because both of them are nityas and chaitanas. But the singular one is the creator I, and the created I are the plural numbers because there are many I's like Brahma and those generated by Brahma. That's us. We are the many I's. It is the simple truth. The Father creates or begets the Son, and the Son also creates many other sons. And all of them may be one as human beings, but at the same time, from the Father, the sons and grandsons are all different. The Son cannot take the place of the Father, nor can the grandsons. Simultaneously, the Father, the Son, and the grandson are one and different also. So here is the philosophy of Chinta Beta Beta Tattva, that this is the foundation for all knowledge, to understand this principle, how things are one and at the same time different. And in some cases is achintya, which means inconceivable. How, in one sense, we are one and different from God. We are one because of the same quality. We're different because of quantity. We are one and different in the same time because the role between the Supreme Lord and the living entity is the role of servant. One is serving and one is being served. And then it goes on to explain, as human beings, they are all one, but as relatives, they are different. Therefore, the relativities of the creator and creator, or the predominator and predominated, have been differentiated in the Vedas by the saying that the predominator is the feeder of the predominators, and thus there is a vast difference between the two principles. Okay, so this is a little bit about this section of one and different, and this is the foundation for all knowledge. Everything is one and different. And the sun is in the sky, the sun is one, but at the same time, the sun is described sometimes as the shine of the sun, just like you may say the sun has come into my room, but the sun is not in your room, it's the shine of the sun or the energy of the sun. So in the same way, something is one with, but at the same time different from. But then on the absolute platform, it's really hard to understand, just like people, I was just reading recently how to make a difference between Krishna and his expansions and incarnations. Many years ago in certain areas, it was punishable. People were punished and fined for that. That anybody who said that God and his incarnations are different, then they would be punished. We accept the difference also, but we also accept the oneness. Therefore, we accept difference because the roles are different. Just like when the Lord expands, he expands for a certain reasons, to reenact religious principles, to associate with his devotees, to create certain religious principles for people at a certain time. The Lord will appear in different forms. But it's the same one Supreme Personality of Godhead, just like it says here. This is the essence of this verse. In the beginning was only I. In the manifestation, it's only I, and at the end, it's only I. Beginning, before the creation, during the creation and after the annihilation, everything remains as I, like that. But the I principle is energy and source of energy, or as it says here, dominated and predominated. Okay, so this is very important to understand. Okay, so we'll stop here. And then tomorrow we'll continue with this particular verse, which will go deeper into this philosophical teachings.
Thank you so much, Mara. Just as you said, this is a long verse that definitely needs to be broken up because there's so much depth in what you have just said and spoken and shared, and so much meaning. I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and I'm going to request devotees if you can please, if possible, do turn on your videos wherever possible. And if you have any questions.
No, you don't say that. You say turn on them. You don't say if possible.
Oh, yes, Marge. Thank you, Marge. No options given. Please turn on your videos. No options given. And so that we can have each other's association. And before I could request for a question, we already have a question. Shiva Kumar Prabhu, it's all yours. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mother. Hare Krishna Maharaj. And our prams. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj, one question I had, Maharaj. It seems the distinction between the impersonal Brahman and Bhagavan, the personal form, is very clear. But I'm just trying to understand, Maharaj, where does this Paramatma fit in? Is that partially personal, partially impersonal? Where does it fit in, Maharaj?
Everywhere is hands and legs, eyes and faces, and this way the super soul exists. And he's both personal and impersonal. So he manifests himself in the hearts of all living entities, but at the same time, he's only one also.
Okay.
Yeah, super soul is one, but he is in the hearts of all living entities, and at the same time, he's dictating to each and every living entity how that living entity can come back to him. So his service is to guide the living entity, but it's not like a mirror image. Like, even though he's everywhere, it's not a reflection of the original. Each one is doing according to the situation they are in. So they're both individuals, but at the same time, they're both all-pervading. They're both localized and all-pervading.
Okay. So Maharaj, just two follow-up questions, Maharaj. So a yogi who kind of meditates on the Paramatma form, does he have belief that the Lord has a spiritual form, or he thinks the material forms in this world are the forms that the Lord takes?
Well, Paramatma is displayed as being personal. He has a form because it mentions also that the living entity within the heart, the jiva, also has form. And so it says just like two birds are sitting together in the same tree. One is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other one is speaking to the other bird about how to come back to his original position. So the question was again.
Maharaj, I'm just trying to understand, for a yogi who is meditating on Paramatma form, Maharaj, how does he see? Does he accept the Lord's spiritual form in the spiritual world, or he thinks only the material manifestations are the forms that the Lord takes? More from a yogi meditating.
Yeah, he accepts some form, and he meditates, but he understands that form is there within the heart. When his meditation is, what we say, perfect, the form will appear in his mind. That is the Astanga Yoga system. Yama, Niyama, Asanam, Pratyahara, Pranayama, Dharani, Dhyana, Samadhi. Samadhi means that realization where the form of the Lord appears in the mind. After performing all of these other 7 steps to reach that stage of samadhi. But in this age, people can't do it. There are yogis who live in the Himalayas and other remote places who practice the Ashtanga yoga system, but they don't come out. They don't usually, you don't see them at all. They're always engaged in meditation, in austerities. Yeah. So, yeah, but they understand the Lord has form, but to realize that form means to come to the perfectional stage of meditation. But Prabhupada took the time to have his painters to depict the actual form of the Lord in the heart. He said he's 9 inches tall, and he is also, now you might say 9 inches. Well, my heart's not even that big. So, but he's in a, what we say, a lesser size in the heart. But if he expands himself to his original size, he's 9 inches. He's 4-armed also. Beautiful red and yellow depiction of the Super Soul. You can see that painting. Half of the painting was done by Jadharani, the other half was done by Murlidhar. They worked together to put that painting together. Prabhupada really liked it. He said it was a good, very good depiction of the Super Soul. But in the, you can learn more about the Super Soul in the, I think it's the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 13th or 14th. I think it might have been the 14th chapter.
Okay. So, Maharaj, just one more question, Maharaj, if I may ask. We hear that the jivas are qualitatively one with the Lord, but quantitatively there is difference. But is it not true, Maharaj, even when we speak of the qualitative oneness, our knowledge gets covered and we get landed up in material world, and then we go back to the Godhead? Isn't that the difference in the quality itself, Maharaj?
No, the quality still remains there. It's because it's covered. It's just not. It's not realized. That's all. The qualities doesn't change. It's just covered. Just like, you can go to sleep at night and you forget about yourself, but you're still the same person.
Okay.
So we just are not aware of our qualities. They come out through the process of bhakti, so they manifest. But again, we have 50 of the 64 qualities that are mentioned in Rupa Goswami's Nectar Devotion in minute quantity. We don't have the same qualities of the Lord completely. There's 14 other qualities which are done by the demigods. Some of them have, some by Brahma and Shiva, others by Narayan. And then ultimately Krishna has 4 qualities that are unique that no one else has.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shiva Kumar.
If we read the books, we'll get all this knowledge.
Thank you for your questions. Anjali Kumari, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. Guru Maharaj, when you were telling that impersonalists believe that they will become one with God, I wanted to understand, I don't understand what is the problem in that. Does it means that we are getting back and dissolving in God? I mean, like getting back to the source again. Don't we like to be with God always and not separated?
There is a oneness, but it's not like the impersonal description of oneness, where there's no difference between you and God. Nityo, here is Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam. That one creates the many. But there is the many and there's the one. The one is the source of the many, but the many is not the same as the one, whether in the conditioned state or in the liberated state, as we remain distinct in our identity. But there is a oneness, and that is described where one realizes there's no difference between what I want and what God wants. So it's oneness and purpose. God wants us to come back to him, and we want to go back to him. That's the oneness. Oneness and purpose. And that's illustrated by the pastimes of Narada Muni. When he was meditating and he saw the Lord personally appeared, he saw there was no distinction between him and the Lord in the sense of oneness and purpose. So that's the oneness. Not that we become God. We can't become God because God is God and we are the energy of God.
Guru Maharaj, I have a follow-up question, not on this, but a
Yeah, well,
different.
you want to become God? Is that it?
No, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, well, it might be a hard job, Not easy to kind of maintain all of the universes. So you ready?
I want service, Guru Maharaj.
Okay.
Guru Maharaj, you were talking about surrendering, and then you said that surrendering means giving up certain things and following the guidance of spiritual master in Krishna. So some of the times it feels like one has surrendered completely, and the next moment it feels like we have not. So how do we progress in this, and how do we check that we have surrendered?
Don't accept your feelings as being the reality. The process of surrendering is an ongoing process. In other words, you might be surrendered to a certain situation, but then again, that situation will lead to another situation. So surrender is a moment-to-moment manifestation of a type of consciousness where you are always engaged in the service of the Lord according to the desire of the Lord as given by the spiritual master. So don't ever think that you made it. I remember in the early days of Krishna consciousness, we used to have this thing where what was it called? What was it called? We used a particular name to describe it. I can't think of the name. Well, devotees will be practicing their Krishna consciousness very seriously. And after 1 year, or around that same time, they think, I made it. I got it. I'm Krishna conscious. What was that called? There was a kind of it was like a facetious terminology to criticize people with that type of mentality.
Maharaj, is it called pure devotee syndrome?
That's it, yeah.
I know that term really well, Maharaj. PDS is what we call it.
Yes, pure devotees.
Yeah, PDS.
You're from the old days, a few.
It was very common, Maharaj, at the time, and it's still continuing, PDS.
But then after 2 years, you realize you're not.
Exactly. It's always the first, at least the 2-3 years, Maharaj, and then it's like wake up call, duh.
Yeah, well, I thought I had it, but I lost it. Pure devotee syndrome. Yeah, that was what it was called. So yeah, don't get into that.
No.
Always see yourself as Trinadapi Sunichena. that you're humble, practicing devotional service. Whatever you know is by the grace of the Lord coming through the spiritual master, and any success you have is also the mercy. So yeah, so we should never think that we are advanced or we are have achieved certain things. You can achieve different stages of bhakti, but the perfectional stage is prema, and that's the final stage when you are fully in love with Krishna. Manohara Krishna, what happened to you? Were you on vacation?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances
I've been
almost.
looking for you for weeks. What happened?
Yeah, Guru Maharaj, I was having an absolute clash with the timings in the office. So that was the reason, Maharaj. I've somehow been able to push that away.
Okay, well, if you keep coming to the programs, you'll have all the energy you need and all the shakti you
Yes,
need to
yes,
push
yes,
back all of this other stuff.
yes,
Don't give
yes,
up your spiritual practice to take on your material life, because that spiritual practice will fortify the intelligence you need on all levels of existence.
yes, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, I was
Absolutely.
chasing after you. Where did he go?
No, Maharaj, I will not go anywhere. Yeah.
I thought he got initiated. Now he thinks he's God or something.
No, 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 Maharaj. Need your blessings, Maharaj.
All right, thank you for coming back.
Thank you
But
for being here.
don't go
Yeah, yeah.
again.
Sure, sure,
Is
Maharaj.
is Nityanandini? She's here too.
Oh, yes.
Oh, she's with you on the same call. Okay.
Hare Krishna
Okay.
Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Uh,
She is also joining from a Zoom collection. That's the reason it's echoing.
That's right.
okay. Thank you for being. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you, Maharaj.
We still have one person who thinks he's God. He left. Now he hasn't come back. He disappeared the same time you did.
Not here.
Balavan Nitai knows who he is. He's a member of that same congregation. He's that tall guy. Yeah, find him and
Chaitanya!
try to drag him back, okay?
Sure, sure, Maharaj.
Tell him you're my agent.
Secret agent.
Rasa
Sure, Maharaj.
Sundari also, Guru Maharaj. Rasa Sundari also hasn't been coming for a while.
She's okay. She's doing other services though. Okay, so
Thank you. Yes, Marge. Somehow my mind got a little bit detoured with this PDS lingo, Marge, that you talked about, and it got me reminiscing of those old days. Any questions from devotees, please do raise your hand. This is such a philosophical yet intricate topic, but at the same time it's so important that we really see and understand. And Marge, I really like how you ended it by saying it's the purpose when you were answering Anjali Kumari's question, the oneness is the purpose. Because I think, Marge, what we hear sometimes, what I hear is like when people want to merge with the Lord, it's not the purpose, right, Marge? It's more like I want to be God.
yeah,
I want to be like him.
or yeah, yeah, because it's based on that wrong philosophy that the soul, the jiva soul, is also the supreme soul. There's only one soul because all souls are supreme. There's the jiva doesn't exist, or the jiva exists only during the manifestation. But when he becomes liberated, he's no longer a jiva. That's their philosophy. What
Marge,
is that?
I'm sorry.
There's a terminology. What is it? Echo. Dvija, Dvija Nasti. Echo something, Dvija Nasti. It's a statement by the impersonalists. And they really push that one thing. Dvija means two, echo means one, Nasti means no, means not. Everything is one. That's their attempt to describe the absolute truth.
Marge, I have a question, and I used to wonder this. Why is it that and I've heard these comments, I'm trying to understand why this happens. But when you mention that our purpose is to, please the Lord, because we are servants by nature, why is it that people sometimes want to merge into the Brahma Jyoti? Because I don't, like,
There's
why do
the relief from material suffering. It gives a temporary relief from material suffering. The jnanis and even some yogis, they want to merge. And they can do that. They can merge into the body of the Lord, or they can merge into the bodily effulgence of the Lord. But they can't stay there because it's aruna krishchena padam padam padantiyada. Because they don't engage in any service, padantiyada means they fall down again back into the material energy. That verse is spoken by Lord Brahma in the 10th chapter of the Bhagavatam, 10th canto of Bhagavatam, 14th chapter. Yeah. Echo aham vritti. Everything is one. Yeah. That's what they usually propagate as the one in quality, different in quantity. But there are
so
many
much?
verses. There's many verses in the scriptures which destroys their philosophy. Like, what is that verse from the Bhagavad Gita? It's, chapter chapter 13, 14, chapter 12, chapter 13. The shortest chapter in the Bhagavad Gita. No, there's the one that's just as short. Chapter 13, is it 13? No.
Chapter 5.
No. It's
Is it
where
chapter
it's,
14, Maharaj? That's the shortest?
the verses in there say
17.
15, chapter 15, that's it.
15 is 20 verses, yeah.
Yeah, in there it is described that trying to think of the verses. What was the point we were making?
About Brahma Jyoti.
What was that? Honestly, what were we discussing?
The point I was asking Marge is, why is it that people want to merge with the effulgence, the Brahma Jyoti? And then you said it's because to relieve from material sufferings, from the stress, And when they do merge into the effulgence or into the Brahma Jyoti, there's no service in that area. So they get thrown back.
After some time, they can stay there for some time, but then they come back because there's no service and you're all alone anyway. Prabhupada said, if I say you're the only person in the world and you had all of the wealth in the world, and you had all the facilities in the world, but you're the only person in the world, would you be happy?
Oh no, I'm miserable.
Yeah, miserable. That says something. Everything's based on relationship.
Mm.
And the ultimate principle of relationship is a relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is the foundation for the quality of any other relationship. The relationships we have in this world, if they're not connected with the relationship with the Supreme Lord, they always are fraught with so many inebrities and difficulties. And also, they're also temporary. But when Krishna is there, then every relationship is as good as our relationship with Krishna, because everyone is part and parcel of Krishna. Almost as good, you might say. It's satisfying.
It's just interesting, March, when I think or when I hear about that, it's like, why do they want to merge and be alone? You know, I mean, that there's so much more to do and please the Lord, like that thinking. I'm like, why would anyone want to think that way? It's so boring. There's nothing there.
There's a kind of happiness. The happiness is a relief from suffering. That's what it is. If you don't have to suffer anymore, there's this kind of happiness that comes with your existence, because the soul by nature is Ananda. So you're experiencing a little bit of your own nature as Ananda, free from all of the connections with the material energy. So from that point of view, there is some happiness. People who take LSD, they experience that also. They get the feeling of, they see the oneness of everything, and they feel happy in that experience. But because it's artificially induced by a drug, it cannot last. But you can be what is it called? Brahma Bhuta. That means you're happy within yourself. There's three kinds of people: those who are after material energy, those who are after Krishna, and those who are self-satisfied. So the yogis, and some of them are self-satisfied, but it's temporary. It doesn't manifest itself, in the long run.
Thank you, Maharaj, for clarifying the question for me. Thank you. Sridevi, you're next.
Thank you, Anasia. Dear Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you. My question is, why are the impersonalists, the yogis, considered transcendentalists, even though their aim is not to please the Lord?
If you know the word transcendentalist, you take the literal meaning. Transcend means to rise above, and dental refers to the material energy. So those who rise above the material energy are called transcendentalists. But that doesn't mean they're personalists.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's that verse in the, turn to that verse, 5th canto, 5th chapter, verse number 2.
552. 5 and 2, Lord Rishabhadev's teachings. Oops, 2. There you are. Okay, I'm going to start sharing it now, Maharaj.
Somebody read the verse translation.
One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to highly advanced spiritual personalities. These personalities are impersonalist and devotees. Whether one wants to merge into the Lord's existence or wants to associate with the personality of Godhead, one should render service to the Mahatmas. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people fond of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. The Mahatmas are equipoised They do not see any difference between one living entity and another. They're very peaceful and fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas.
Yeah, read the purport.
Pretty heavy translation, Marge. The human body is like a junction. One may either take the path of liberation or the path leading to a hellish condition. How can one take these paths as described herein? On the path of liberation, one associates with Mahatmas, and on the path of bondage, one associates with those attached to sense gratification and women. There are two types of Mahatmas, the impersonalist and the devotee.
There you
Although
go.
that's the transcendental part that you were
It doesn't mean
explaining.
that there are two kinds of impersonalists. There's the Maya body impersonalist and then the Brahma body impersonalist. I think this refers to the Brahma bodies who see they're not envious of the Supreme Lord, and they understand that the Brahma Jyoti, is the goal. So they're called Brahma bodies, but they're still impersonalists. Go on, read again.
Sure, Marge. Although the ultimate goal is different, the process of emancipation is almost the same. Both want eternal happiness. One seeks happiness in impersonal Brahman, and the other seeks happiness in the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As described in the first verse, Brahma Sokyam, Brahman means spiritual or eternal. Both the impersonalist and the devotee seek eternal blissful life. In any case, it is advised that one become perfect. In the words of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 22, verse 87, Asat Sanga Tyaga, E Vaishnava Achara, Stri Sangi, Eka Asadu Krishna Bhaktara. To remain unattached to the modes of material nature, one should avoid associating with those who are asad, materialistic. There are two kinds of materialists, one who is attached to women and sense gratification, and the other is simply a non-devotee. On the positive side is association with Mahatmas, and on the negative side is association of non-devotees and women hunters.
Yeah, so you have to understand these verses within a certain context. That even if you associate with the Brahma bodies because they are transcendentalists, then just like we see the example, Brahma bodies, when they associate with Krishna in any form, they start to understand that higher than their Brahman realization is their realization of the personality of Godhead. We had the example of the four Kumaras who were Brahma bodies. And then when they came in contact with the Tulsi leaves and the sandalwood paste that was offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, they became personalists because they're non-envious. But the Maya bodies, they're envious. Because they're envious, they'll never go beyond their own ignorance. Okay, so if you
So
stay with,
Maharaj does that. So piggybacking on Sridevi's question. So a transcendentalist doesn't always mean that they are spiritualist. Like
no, they are spiritualists, but they're spiritualists in the Brahma Jyoti. That's also
aha.
that's spiritual also. It's above the material, but it's temporary. That's the point.
Like what you said just now, Maharaj, because they want to relieve themselves from suffering. So it's temporary, and then they again come back after they've been lonely for some time.
I'll tell you one thing: most of us are impersonalists anyway,
Oh, Krishna Chaitanya.
whether we know it or not. because really, we don't really want Krishna. We want what Krishna can give us. That's what we really want.
Manohar Krishna Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to everyone here and everywhere else. Maharaj, my question is, the yogis who want to get merged into the Brahma Jyoti, if in case they get merged into that, what happens to them afterwards? Is this something like they
Yeah.
are liberated, or
Yeah, you want to. I can't remember the number of the verse, but it's in the 14th chapter of the 10th canto. Let me see if I can remember some. I can remember the last two lines. Let's see. I could find the actual verse. This will answer your question perfectly. Aruya Kuchena Padam Padam. Look for the word Padantiyada. Do a little research on Padantiyada. Maybe you can find it through that. Yeah, but you can check the area. It's the 14th chapter of the 10th canto, so you can narrow your research down to that area. Padantiyada.
It's 10 to 32, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, 10, 14, 32.
10 to 32.
No. That might be quoted there, but that's not the actual verse. That verse might be quoted there.
No, Guru Maharaj, it is the last two lines.
Oh, okay, let's go. Maybe I'm wrong. 10 to 32. Let's see. I thought it was spoken by Lord Brahma.
10 to 32, you said, Sridevi?
Yes.
Prayers by the demigods for Lord Krishna in the womb?
Yenye Ravindaksha Vimuktamanina Swayasta Bhavat Avisuddha Buddhaya Aruhya Krichena Param Padam Tata Patanti Adonandarata Yusmad Angrayaha.
Is that the actual verse or just that verse is referenced there?
That's the actual verse.
Okay, go to it.
Someone may say that aside from devotees, you always seek shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. There are those who are not devotees, but who have accepted different processes for attaining salvation. What happens to them? In answer to this question, Lord Brahma and the other demigods said, O lotus-eyed Lord, although non-devotees who accept severe austerities and penances to achieve the highest position may think themselves liberated, their intelligence is impure. They fall down from their position of imagined superiority because they have no regard for your lotus feet.
There it is. They have no regard for your lotus feet. You can read a little bit.
Aside from devotees, there are many others, non-devotees known as karmis, jnanis, or yogis, philanthropists, altruists, politicians, impersonalists, and voidists. There are many varieties of non-devotees who have their respective ways of liberation, but simply because they do not know the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, although they falsely think that they have been liberated and elevated to the highest position, they fall down. As clearly stated by the Lord himself in Bhagavad Gita 9:3, Ashraddhadana Purusha Dharmasya Parantapa Aprapya Mam Nivartante Mrityu Samsmara Varatmani. Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me. O conqueror of the foes, but return to birth and death in this material world. It doesn't matter whether one is a karmi, a jnani, yogi, philanthropist, politician, or whatever. If one has no love for the lotus feet of the Lord, one falls down. That is the verdict given by Lord Brahma in this verse.
Yeah, vimuktamanam. Padanti yada. So that's further explained in the rest of the purport. So does that help, Manohar?
Yes, 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 absolutely. This is very
Yeah,
clear, Maharaj.
the essence is because they have no love for the Lord, they have means that they don't do any service.
Right. Sure, Maharaj. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. This is very clear now. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, this verse is fundamental. Thank you, Sri Devi, for that one.
Thank you. Yes, Devi. I'm going to save that. Thank you.
I thought it was 14th chapter, but it's spoken by Brahma. That's for sure. Okay, we got
Thanks.
Shiv Kumar.
Shiva Kumar, yes. Go ahead, Shiva Kumar.
Encore.
Thank you. Just one more question, Maharaj. Maharaj, there is this lot of comment from Prabhupada in many places that those who attain the liberation, they come back and open hospitals and involve in social service and things like that, Maharaj. So I just had this question, Maharaj. One who has liberated, he pretty much dissolves his subtle body itself, Maharaj. So how do we know that they are the ones who are coming back and involving themselves in social service and things like that is something that I had this question.
Do they dissolve their subtle body?
When they liberate, they must be dissolving their subtle body itself,
No.
right?
No, because they still have desire. They desire to be liberated. Any desire that is contrary to the desire, as I said, what is it? Rupa Goswami verse. What is that verse? Today I'm pretty bad at verses. What is that? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Aviyabhya lasita sunya jnana kamaranavitam. Anukulena Krishna silanam bhakti uttamam. Yeah, so these, unless it says philosophical speculation on the absolute truth, desire for gains through fruitive activities, are all contaminations of this. So they may merge into the body of the Lord, or they may merge into the body effulgence of the Lord. But because they have a desire to enjoy separate from the Lord, that is still a material desire. Although they are liberated, they come back. And they fall down into the mode of goodness, though. And then they open up hospitals and do all kinds of philanthropic work for people. They're nice guys. That's about it. You see all of these places, this yogi tea company. They start this, natural teas. They open up different kinds of hospitals to help people. They do kind of yogas. And they do all kinds of work in the mode of goodness. But their subtle body doesn't dissolve, no. That's only done when one reaches the perfection of liberation. There's different stages of liberation.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anjali Kumari, go ahead. You are on mute. Thank you.
Sorry. Guru Maharaj, I was curious to understand that how did we on the first place become unfaithful or envious of God and we landed up in this material world? Is it just desire? Because we were with him and he was taking care of us in every way. Like we were happy. How did we got envious?
If you're drowning in the ocean and someone comes with a boat and says, get in, you say, I won't going to get in until you tell me how I got here. Oh, but to make it a very simple, the thing is you can never know. But one thing that the living entity also has independence. Prabhupada says, when Krishna gives you something, he doesn't take it back. It's not like sometimes people give you something and then they regret giving it and they try to get it back. Krishna is not like that. He gave us marginal independence. So that's there. So even in the spiritual world, there's a possibility, very remote possibility, but a possibility you can use your independence in the wrong way. And Prabhupada gave some people want to say, what's this material world look like? What's it like down there? So Krishna said, all right, take a chance, go down and check it out. He doesn't want you to go, but you want to go. So he won't interfere with that. Or sometimes you think, because you're a soul and you're a pure soul, you want to be the supreme soul. Even in the spiritual world, you want all the attention, or you want some of the attention. Therefore, you say, why should I serve Krishna? And you fall to this world. So these are just based on certain tendencies of the conditioned soul to act like that. But you won't know what's it like, why you came until you actually got back there. Only then will you know. And then you won't come again.
That's a relief.
Yeah, that says that once burnt, twice shy. Krishna says, after attaining me, the great souls do not return to this world of birth and death again. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, so get out.
Get
Don't
out
hang
while
your-
we can, right, Maharaj?
Where are you, Anjali? What place in India are you in?
I'm in Katihar, Guru Maharaj. It's in Bihar.
Oh, Bihar. Okay. We're not too far from you now. We're in Delhi.
Oh, that's great, Guru Maharaj.
Come and see us. We're here for a few days.
You will be staying in Delhi only, Guru Maharaj?
Yeah, until Saturday we leave. We'll be in Delhi. It's actually Gurugram, which is more like an
Okay.
extension of Delhi. I would invite Shiv, but he's too far away. He's in South India.
Sorry, Maharaj, were you referring my name, Brahma?
Yeah, I was saying you're in South India, right?
Yes, Maharaj, Chennai, South.
Chennai. Okay.
Thank you. Sridevi, you're next.
Yeah, I wanted to ask this question, Guru Maharaj. When the demons get liberation, they merge either into the body of the Lord or the impersonal Brahma Jyoti of the Lord. They get that because Krishna has killed them. So they get that very exalted position of being in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, washed of all their sins. But then, after some time, do they also again fall down to the material world?
Yeah. It's all temporary.
So much when we hear pastimes of the demons leaving, merging to the Lord, they come back.
You have to understand from another angle and vision. Only ones that don't come back are ones who have developed love of Krishna, either in Vaikuntha or in Goloka Vrindavan. Everything else is just a temporary manifestation of a relief from the material energy.
So other than Putana, who got Sarupya Mukti as a mother, as also a wet nurse in just the position of Mother Yashoda in Vaikuntha Lok. And I think Kamsa also got Sarupya Mukti. Other than these two, all the others who merged into the impersonal Brahman effulgence again fell down.
You go by the philosophy. Don't ask me to try to single out people this way and that way. You can't figure that one out.
Okay.
You have to understand, unless you have love of God, you come back.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Take
Thank
it
you
from
so
that
much.
angle. The
Yes.
details you'll never understand because you have no experience of these realms.
Thank you, Ashri
You have,
Devi.
to, you have to understand, part of the absolute truth, a big part, is called achintya, something that's inconceivable. It's conceivable only when you become pure. Then you can understand things. But you accept it because it's coming from the pure source. But you can't understand it until you become pure. Then it's revealed to you through your bhakti.
Thank you. Nice question, Sri Devi. We both had that similar nice question. Manohar Prabhu, you're next.
Yeah, so Guru Maharaj, just a follow-up question. So liberation, that would mean it, in a true sense, liberation would be only for those who have developed the love for the God, right? So for otherwise, I
That,
mean,
that's Vaishnava liberation. That's different than impersonal liberation.
okay, because liberation is being used for different.
Yeah, the term is used in a wide sense. You have to understand. Liberation really means outside of the material energy. But you can't manifest any permanency unless you go to Vaikuntha, the spiritual world, or Goloka Vrindavan, the spiritual world. But Krishna is personally present, either in his Narayan feature or his personal feature as Krishna. Then there's no question of falling down again.
Right. So that is what, in a true sense, liberation would mean, right, Guru Maharaj?
Yeah, Vaishnava liberation. There's impersonal liberations.
Okay. Okay.
Vaishnava liberation also is you get to go onto the same planet as the Lord. You get the same opulences of the Lord. You get the same bodily features of the Lord. You get one more.
God lives with you as your friend.
Yeah, you get on the same planet as the Lord.
Okay.
Sarupya, Sharsti, Samipya, and Salokya. These are Vaishnava liberations. But still, that's like Prabhupada says, usually it takes two lifetimes to go back to Godhead. So in your first lifetime, you may have perfected up to a certain point, and then your next life, you take birth on the same planet where Krishna is having his pastimes in the Lord. In the world.
Got it. It's amazing.
That's mentioned in the third canto. So Huja liberation is what the demons get. That means they come back.
Got it, Maharaj.
Lord Chaitanya has made the process easily attainable through the process of Harinam Sankirtan. So those who take up Harinam Sankirtan in a regular way they're moving fast towards the goal of life. So chant always. Don't just chant 16 rounds. 16 rounds is just to get you started.
Yes.
It's not about 16 rounds. It's about remembering Krishna. What is that verse? 2:6 in Bhagavatam. 126. Savai pumsam paro dharmo and savai pumsam paro dharmo yatar bhakti ahoksajay ahoy tuki apriyata yayatma suprasidati. Before bhakti can be perfect, it has to be a high tuki and a priyata. Otherwise, it's not full bhakti. What does the high tuki mean? Without personal motivation. And a priyata means without cessation. So you might think, I'm not as advanced as I thought I was. You kill that, what do you call it, PDS. I'm initiated now. Now I made it.
Oh my God. I hope I never get into that category.
Prabhupada said initiation means beginning.
Yes, yes. Got it, Maharaj. So thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Manohar Prabhu. Any
Okay.
other questions? I think we have
I think
asked.
we have now. We went an hour and a half so far.
Yes, Marge, we've gone an hour and a half, absolutely. If there are no questions from devotees, then thank you for asking wonderful questions. It's been a very interactive and active discussion, always enlivening. Marge, would you like to end with a round of chanting?
Jai.
Hariwal.
Can you hand me my beads? So we can all chant at least one round. But if I leave, don't leave. Keep going.
Yes, Marge.
Yeah, I just traveled from the UK to Delhi. We arrived this morning.
Hare Krishna.
And so I can't say my rounds were, pure chanting on the plane.
Devi, I made you co-host so you could share the slide when you're able to.
Okay, Jai Shri Krishna. Remember, sit up straight. Keep your back straight. And if you're sitting in the chair, keep your back straight. If you're sitting any other way, just to keep the back straight in all situations. We begin by honoring the giver of the holy name, Lord Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Bring it up to 27. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Is that okay? It was getting hot in here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna. Good, properly. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Sri Devi, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare.
I apologize for that, Guru Maharaj. It just jumped. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare keep chanting. Taking sound like my name will come up, but it's not me.
Okay, I have to drop out now, my dear devotees. I'm really sorry, otherwise I would have carried on. But maybe tomorrow or day after I can be here for longer. Just today I have to leave early. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.